Welcome to Liverpool fans. Today we've got the latest updates of your beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Klopp opens door to Liverpool return as Red's eye dream manager to replace Slot. Jurgen Klopp could in line to make a sensational return to Liverpool if Arne Slot is sacked, with the club already said to have identified their dream long-term target for the manager's job. Article continues under the video. Slot has come under increasing pressure just 6 months after lifting the Premier League title, having seen Liverpool lose 9 of their last 12 matches in all competitions. The Dutchman has become a leading candidate to be the next manager sacked, while bookmakers have also listed Klopp as the favourite to replace Slot, following a report by The Sun that Liverpool may make a crisis call to their former boss. Klopp left Liverpool 18 months ago and is currently the global head of soccer with Red Bull, having insisted he was taking a break from management following a 9-year stint at Anfield. It is claimed that Klopp could be approached to take over until the end of the season, with Liverpool then hoping they can lure long-term target Luis Enrique from Paris Saint-Germain to the job. Liverpool are thought to be willing to give Slot more time to turn things around, but conversations have allegedly taken place between club executives over concerns that the manager could lose the dressing room if the situation doesn't improve. Klopp. Liverpool return is theoretically possible. Klopp made an appearance on the Diary of a CEO podcast last month, where he admitted that a return to Liverpool was theoretically possible. "I said I will never coach another team, a different team in England," he said. "So that means if then it's Liverpool, yeah, theoretically it's possible." While he admitted things could change, Klopp had also spoken previously of his reluctance to return to management, having claimed, "That's it for me as a coach. I don't want it anymore. I now have a job, as Red Bull's global head of soccer, that fulfills me and is also intense," Klopp told German media last month. "For me, it was never about not doing anything anymore, but about doing something else. I've coached 1,081 games, and that's not including the friendly matches. If we add those from 23 years, we might come to 1,200. Then the press conferences, the media appointments, I always just reacted. And in Liverpool, there were also the tasks as manager." Another news. The city of Liverpool woke up to an energy it had not felt in a long time. The streets around Anfield were alive before sunrise, filled with voices, chants, red scarves, flags, and the familiar excitement that only one man could bring back. For months, the rumours had been loud, the speculation endless, and the hope of the supporters almost desperate. And finally, the long-awaited moment arrived. Jurgen Klopp was officially back at Anfield, ready to sign a new 3-year contract that would mark his dramatic return as Liverpool's manager. It all began the night before, when news broke that Klopp had arrived in London to finalise the last details of his contract. Cameras captured his landing, the confident smile on his face, and the unmistakable body language of a man ready to finish what he started. His presence set the football world on fire. Social media exploded within minutes, and Liverpool supporters across the globe stayed awake in anticipation of the next big step, his arrival at Anfield. And on this historic morning, the moment became a reality. By 7 o'clock, thousands of fans had already surrounded Anfield. Some wore the legendary Klopp glasses, others waved banners reading "Welcome home, boss," "The King is back," and "Write the next chapter." Others held up pictures from his famous celebrations, arms outstretched, fists pumping, face lifted to the sky in triumph. It was clear that his impact on the club had never faded, even during the period he was away. When the first whispers spread that Klopp's car was approaching, the crowd erupted in chants of "You'll never walk alone." The sound grew louder and louder until it filled the entire neighbourhood. Then came the moment every fan had been waiting for. An official black club vehicle entered the main road leading to Anfield. Supporters pressed closer, phones in the air, trying to catch a glimpse of their returning hero. Seconds later, through the tinted window, a familiar silhouette appeared. Klopp lifted a hand to wave, and the street exploded in pure emotion. Some fans were crying, others shouting his name with all the strength in their lungs. The passion was overwhelming, and Klopp, unable to hide his joy, lowered the window slightly and offered a wide, warm smile. The kind that had always made him feel like family in Liverpool. The car slowed as it reached the main stand entrance. Security teams established a protective path, but Klopp insisted on stepping out for a moment, greeting supporters directly. He approached the crowd, shook hands, laughed with a few supporters, and lifted a young boy holding a sign reading, "Welcome back, Jurgen. We missed you." Klopp hugged the boy and whispered something that made the child smile from ear to ear. "Feels like home," Klopp told a reporter nearby, his voice full of emotion. Once inside the stadium, Klopp made his way to the executive meeting room, where Liverpool leaders Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, and FSG representatives awaited him. The atmosphere inside the building was a blend of excitement, relief, and anticipation. Everyone seemed to share the same thought: the future of Liverpool was back on track. There was a brief meeting to confirm the final clauses of the contract. The agreement included not only 3 years as the head coach, but also expanded influence over academy development, recruitment strategy, and a long-term sporting vision meant to move the club into a new era of stability and competitiveness. Klopp listened carefully, asked a few questions, smiled, and then finally picked up the pen that symbolised the moment every Liverpool fan had prayed for. With a calm and steady hand, he signed the contract. The room filled with applause. Klopp leaned back in his chair, looked at the paper and said with a grin, "All right, let's get to work." His voice carried an excitement that reminded everyone of his early days at the club, when he had promised to turn doubters into believers. After signing, Klopp walked through the internal corridors of Anfield, touching the walls gently with a nostalgic expression. He paused before reaching the famous tunnel, stopping beside the photograph of his 2019 Champions League triumph. He stared at it for a long moment. Then he whispered, almost to himself, "We're not finished yet." Outside, the club had arranged a small stage in front of the Shankly gates for him to greet the supporters. When Klopp stepped out, the roar that followed was thunderous, shaking the ground under his feet. He raised both hands high, acknowledging the love that poured from the crowd like a tidal wave. "Thank you," he said into the microphone, grinning widely. "I came back because this place is special, because of you, because of the players, because of the story we still have to write together." The fans chanted his name for several minutes, and Klopp waited patiently, smiling, taking it all in. Then he continued, "I feel the same fire I